now we'll see what are date functions in Excel and data recognition, as we talked about earlier, that Excel recognizes time, date, tags, digits, all this. So we'll see how does it recognize dates and various calculations of date in Excel. Now, if I write is equals to today, so it's going to get me today's date. And if I change the format, so it's going to give me a number, a particular number. Suppose if I write a date prior to few days back of 2000, now see, this is actually going to give me another number. Now what are these numbers, right? So we'll see that. Also we'll see what date is aligned. Suppose if I type my name, which is Amir, so it's but obviously on the left alignment, right? It is on the left side. If I write a number, it is on the right align. If I write a date, let's see, I am writing a random date, so it is also on the right alignment. So dates are by default on the right alignment. Now what are these numbers that we'll see? Now see, if I type 100, that is 1st of Jan 1900, and if I make it a general format showing me 1, this is 2nd Jan, this is 3rd Jan 1900. If I change the format, it's showing me 2. If I change the format, it's showing me 3. So this all is actually the format where the by default date which starts in Excel is 1st Jan 1900. Excel does not accept any date before this date. Suppose if I type 15th Feb 1800, so it is not recognizing it as a date. And if you can see, it is on the left alignment, it is on the left side. The dates are by default on the right side, dates are right aligned, but this is not considering it as a date because Excel starts calculating date from 1st Jan 1900. And whenever you find any number which is actually the number calculated from 1st Jan 1900s, right, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, so whenever you come across any number like that, you need to simply change the format to short date in order to get what date it is. Please try this. Now we'll see some more functions of calculating date. Now suppose I have a date which is equals to today, and I want to add 10 days to it, and I want to deduct 10 days to this particular date. Now how do I do that? So I'll write 10 here, and I'll simply say is equals to this date plus this date. So see, it has added 10 into this. Now if I want to deduct 10 days, so is equals to this date minus 10. So it has deducted 10 days. Now if you remember the first session, data recognition, Excel recognizes not only the digits but also the tags, also the dates, also the time, right? So now simply you cannot multiply or add or divide in a calculator, which you can do here in Excel. Right, so you can simply add on 2 cells and it will fetch you the result for the next 10 days. Now suppose I want to change it to 5, so it will give me 5 days. Suppose 1, so it will give me 1 day next and 1 day prior to this. Alright, so this was about date calculation, how to add and deduct days. Now we'll learn how to add 10 months and how to deduct 10 months out of this. I'll write 10 here and I'll write minus 10 here, is equals to today, which is for the current date. Now I want to add 10 months, right? So I'll use a function called eDate. If you can see this eDate, it's saying start date, comma month, start date, comma month. So I'll select this as the start date and the months will be this. So if you can see, 10 months are added. Suppose if I change it to 2 months, so if you can see 2 months are added to this current particular date. Is equals to eDate, start date, and this minus 10. So it has deducted this. Suppose if I type minus 1, so it is 1 day, 1 month prior. Now I want to add years. Now how do I add that? Now I want to add 10 years and deduct 10 years. Now how do I do that? So I don't need to write 10 and all this here. What I can simply do is equals to eDate. This is my start date. Now it's giving me option of only months and not years, right? So I want to add 10 years. Now 1 year has 12 months, so 10 year has 120 months. So this is how 10 years are added. So to 21 to 31, and I want to deduct 10 years. So how can I do? So again eDate, start date, and minus 120 months. right? So it's fetching me the answer of 10 years back. So this is how you can add days, months and years and deduct as well. Thank you so much. Friends, now we'll see the function which can get us the information of the last date of the month or last date of the next month. Let's say this is the start date, so I'll type today, right? And what is the end of the month function? It is EO month, right? That is end of the month. It's asking me for a start date comma month. So this is the start date and the month is 0 because I want for the current month, which is for this month, September. So 30th September. Now I want for the next month. So what I'll do, EO months, start date, comma 1. I'll type 1. So it will get me the last date of the next month. Let me retype. EO month, this is the start date, comma 1. Yeah. And likewise I can add EO months, start date, comma 2. So you can see the next date from with the help of last date of the month or for the next month and the coming months with the help of EO months. Please try that. Now we'll see some more functions of date. Now what is net work days? Suppose this is the start date, which is 1st of Jan 21, and this is the last date of that particular month. So I have taken Jan 21 and these are the holiday list. Now I actually want to calculate the working days. So I have the function as net work days. It's asking me for a start number, the end date, the start date and the end date, and the holiday list. So I'll select the holiday list. Now it's giving me 19 days as the working days. Now as we are aware, let's roughly calculate. January has 31 days. If you calculate Saturday, Sunday, so there are 5 Saturdays and 5 Sundays. So 10 is the number of holidays that we already have. And these are 3 more holidays. So I have 13 to be deducted. So is equals to this minus 13. So I should get 18 working days, but I'm getting 19 working days. Why? Because this 2nd of Jan is a Saturday. So it's also a holiday, right? So now I have one less holiday, so I have one more working day. So I hope it is very much clear. Now what is INTL? So now this is by default for those countries which follow Saturday, Sunday off. But some countries don't follow Saturday, Sunday off. They follow only Friday off, or let's say only Sunday off. So how do you calculate working days for those countries? So we have net work days INTL for that. Let me type net work days INTL. It's asking me for a start date, comma, the end date. Now it's giving me a list. Saturday, Sunday off, so I can type 1. Sunday, Monday off, I can type 2. Friday, Saturday, only Sunday, I can type 11. So let me type 11 because I want to calculate for only Sunday off and the holiday list. So it will give me the date as 23 net working days and only the Sundays off and the holiday list. Now I want to find the nearest working day after this ends. So what is the function for that? So I have function like work days. It's asking me for a start date, comma, the working days that we have calculated and the holiday list. So it's giving me an answer as the next working day will be this. So I hope it is very much clear. Please try this. So now we'll see what are dative functions and how to use that. Now dative function can fetch me the number of years passed, the number of months passed, the number of days passed from a particular historic date. In this case, we'll type date of birth and we'll see how many years, months and days have passed. Now here I'll take a random name as Tom and the date of birth will be 15 December 2015. Now here I want to type how many years have passed from that day to this date. So I'll type dated if bracket open. So dated if you will not find in the option list, you have to manually type the entire function and open the bracket. Now it's not asking me anything. I have to simply type the historic date, comma, today. So that's dated if historic date today. And I want the answer in years. So I'll write Y in inverted and close the bracket. So it's giving me 5 years. Suppose if I change the date, let's say I'll make it 14. So it should show me 6 years. Yes, it's showing me 6 years. Now how to calculate number of months? So same way, dated if bracket open. This is the historic date, comma, today, and if I simply type m, so it's going to fetch me the number of months from that day to current date. No, but I want the number of months with reference to years. I don't want 80 months. Suppose if there are 11 months, it's okay, but if it is 12 months, so it should show me 0 months and it should add to 1 year, because 12 months means 1 year. So I want the months, but I want the months in reference to the years. So I'll write ym. So here I get the answer. Now for days, dated if bracket open, this is my historic date today, and write md, because I just don't want the days, I want the days in with reference to months, right? So this is how I'll get the answer. And how am I getting this? This is all concatenate that we have studied. So I have used concatenate function, a dear, which I'll write in the inverted, and rest of the information I'll take from here. So dear Tom, you are 6 years 8 months and 17 days old. So this is how it's giving me the answer like that. Please try this dated if function and you can enjoy that. Thank you.